So we're up to one of the great series and one of the great characters by Jack Kirby, Mr. Miracle. He cheats death. He defies man. No trap can hold him. Mr. Miracle, super escape artist. My enemies think that escape from this is impossible, but they're in for a rude shock. Goodbye, Mr. Miracle. You lost your wager and your life. The making of a legend. Is he a master of spectacular trickery, or is he something more? You will have to decide when you confront the strangest, most incredible hero ever to appear in comics. You will see what he does. You will wonder how he does it. But always waiting in the wings are the two greatest enemies, the men who challenge him and death itself. Meet Mr. Miracle, super escape artist, in the murder missile trap. Secure the locks, Oberon. Make certain that the metal grips with unyielding firmness. We must give a flawless performance for that young onlooker. Your timing will have to be flawless, Maestro. Your life is at stake. Without that unique condition, Mr. Miracle could not exist. Remove my cape. Don't go through with this, Maestro. I beg you. Be content with your past greatness. During these years of inactivity, time has passed you by. Ridiculous. Time cannot erase the knowledge I possess of my trade. But your reflexes, the lack of constant practice, bolt the door of the cabinet, Oberon. Now proceed with your duties as my assistant. Yes, Maestro. No ordinary man could escape this trap alive, but Mr. Miracle can and shall. Good Lord, he locked that bound man in the cabinet, and now, flamethrower on. Stay back. You must not interfere. Are you mad? What have you done? I could see that you two were rehearsing some kind of act, but this, you don't understand. He has a chance to escape. Yes, if he can manufacture a miracle, now pitch in, get some help. Suddenly, what? This is amazing. How did you get free of your bonds? You had only seconds. Professional know-how, son. Seconds are all Mr. Miracle needs to cheat death. You were slow. Age has dimmed your senses and time has knotted your reflexes. Don't scold me, Oberon. I'm doing well. Soon I shall do better. As for you, my boy, yours is a rare species these days. My name is really Thaddeus Brown, and I'm in your debt. Surely you're joking. I was quite ineffectual. However, I'm glad you're safe. My name is scot-free. Ha! I don't believe it. Scot-free, eh? Ha ha ha! Forgive me, my boy, but the name does evoke a reaction. It has in the past, sir. I was raised in an orphanage, and many of the foundlings were given such names to sort of, make them feel as individuals. I should be on my way. Good luck to you and Oberon. Meeting you both has been a unique experience. Wait, Scott, you strike me as a rather unique young man. See here. Maestro, we have more company. The new arrivals emerged from a car moving with silent evil assurance, symbols of organized crime in the atomic age. Well, maybe I should stay and watch their act. They're not dressed for show business. These men are a division of Intergang. Button your lip, old man. The organization isn't crazy about introductions to strangers. Yeah, we think you smell, too. Your gimmicks are rusty. They drag, man. The boys are right. You creak like one of your antique locks. Let me give it to you quicker this way. Then, what? Let me give it to you now, quicker this way than your way. Your boss Steelhand wouldn't like that, wouldn't he? Would like that. Hey, you're playing too rough. Put that gun away. Intergang plays rougher than this, Junior. Maybe I'll just give you a sample. Look out. The kid's playing hero. Oof. Take out your man, Mr. Miracle. Got him. Blam. Good. I think I can cool down these critics. Zom. We'll see who cools down who. Phew. Now you see. Hold it. The show's over, or do you want more? Magnificent. I've never seen such reflexes. Take their weapons, Oberon. I'm needed elsewhere. We'll see if you can walk away from this, Mr. Miracle. You cheap hoods. If it takes two of you to put down an old man, you're no match for a younger one. Whack! Are you all right, sir? Perhaps it was unwise of me to start this fracas. There was no choice. They came here for this. I realize that I have no right to ask, but are you involved in some way with Intergang? Not with Intergang, boy, but with their division chief in this area, Steel Hand. Meanwhile, in a sealed room somewhere in Metropolis, a report is made. Why do you interrupt my radiation, Stuka? It's important, Chief. It's about the Mr. Miracle job I ordered, isn't it? It went wrong, Steelhand. The unit ran into trouble. You see, trouble, with an old has-been and a dwarf. All they had to do was push them around a little. There was a kid with them, fast, good with his fists. Shut up. Get off that closed-circuit TV. I'll deal with Mr. Miracle myself, as I do with all who defy me with a steel hand. Ha ha ha! To think I was once at the end of my rope, a sniveling little loser, with his hand blasted by a Tommy gun. Then came a turn of luck in the hospital, that surgeon experimenting with transplants. He gave me this new hand. I didn't know its history, but with radiation treatments, it gained power. Power! My life changed after that. I smashed my way to a top job in Intergang, just as easily as I smashed this great bar of solid titanium. But despite his arrogance, Steelhand fears the loss of his status. Somehow Mr. Miracle is linked with that deep-rooted fear, and thus a brutal decision is made. Herky, Nails, I'm taking personal charge of the Mr. Miracle job. We know what that means. Right, we'll get you our best sniper. As for Steelhand's target, his house stands placed serenely as it always has, in a small, quiet suburb near the city, only this time it shelters a young man. Mr. Miracle invited me to stay here as his guest for a few days. I just couldn't refuse, not while this danger from Intergang threatens. Well, Scott, I trust that you find this room comfortable. Very much so, sir. It's a young man's room. I feel at ease here. Orphans somehow don't associate with families. I should have known that you'd have one. Had one, Scott. My wife is gone, and my only son, Ted, died in Korea. This is his room. Ted was a wonderful boy. He loved to assist Oberon in preparing my act. He also kept an album of my exploits. I see that you were once known as the Great Thaddeus. Yes, I began with that name, but it outlived its usefulness. It was Ted who pointed this out. But in this picture, you're costumed as Mr. Miracle. It was all Ted's idea. He created Mr. Miracle and brought the art of escape into a new decade. Ted must have been a great fan of Superman. I'm sorry, Scott. I feel a bit tired. The pace of rehearsing for the big trap hasn't been easy on an aging man. The big trap, what is that? I suggest we table that. It's a sore subject with Oberon. You could bet your boots on that, Mr. Miracle. I'll tell you what I think of it. Have you seen this poster, Scott? We're planning to have thousands printed for a national campaign. That sounds exciting. Ha! Mighty clever, Mr. Miracle, switching the subject that way. This big trap which worries Oberon so much, I suppose it's really dangerous. If you insist on knowing, yes, it's really dangerous. Even if I slip my chains in perfect time, I may not survive. There's an X factor, eh? Frankly, sir, your methods should be of a caliber to eliminate all X factors. Son, it would take a downright genius to improve on my methods of escape. Maybe he is a genius, Mr. Miracle. Well, I'm willing to listen to a genuine bona fide genius. We'll test him. I'm not a genius, sir, but I think I do have a bag of new tricks. Look at him. He reached into that bag and touched something. Now look at him. I am ready. That's a weird way to say it. Sorry. Strange. He's so calm, so certain. Here we go, Scott. This isn't the big trap, but it should be enough to shake up the confidence of any brash youth. The trap is not in the chain. It is in the brain. By jingo, he's a poet too. That's a sure sign of genius. The room falls silent, and a strange tension pervades the very air, as if some unseen presence was now a part of the young man, a part of his bonds. He doesn't move. He doesn't struggle to free himself. Maestro, do you hear something? Look out, Oberon! The chains are flying apart. Saints preserve us! The lad's produced a real miracle. Clink, ink, 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 ink. Can Oberon be right? How did you do that, Scott? Gadgets, sir. This is an age of gadgets. They work on gases, liquid, and solids. And daisies. It was like he broke free of a daisy chain. There's more to this than modern technology. What's in that bag of yours, son? Perhaps things like this. Who's to say that those chains couldn't fly apart under intense magnetic repulsion? Very plausible. But I'm still curious about that bag. Sorry about that, sir, but what's in it, lad? Surely not a diploma for sorcery. My inheritance, that's all, sir. Things left with a foundling by parties unknown. I've kept them all these years, and learned to use them, I see. You can use them, too. Ask his help. He could save your life. Silence, Oberon. Every professional must live or die by his own methods. I'm good enough to worry Steelhand. He knows I could succeed in winning the wager he made long ago. Don't you see, Scott? Steelhand won't take chances. He'll fix it so he's killed. I begin to see. The following day. Is he zeroed in, Sniper? I'm waiting for the others to leave him in the clear, Chief. Soon it will be over, and I can forget Mr. Miracle. Before I lose face, he'll lose his life. Any second now, Chief. The dwarf is tying him to a tree, and he's done. And we'll see the second part tomorrow.